Wholeness, family. We don't want to be peace. We want to be whole. So wholeness to you. Wholeness to you and yours. We want to be whole. What I'm going to discuss today is Hollywood magic. And basically what Hollywood magic is all about. The purpose of it. What it really is. So let's start off by saying they want to control your chakras. That's what Hollywood magic is all about. It's about gaining access and control of your chakras, of your inner energies, of your Oya, your rainbow, your spirits. This is what it's all about. It's controlling your spirit, controlling you, turning your body into their vehicle. That's what television entertainment is all about. It's about controlling your senses, what you see, what you feel, what you hear. They even dictate what you want to smell and what you want to taste. That's the purpose of commercials. That's what they do. They entice you. They entice your wants. They grab your attention. And attention is currency, electric currency, thought. The purpose of commercials are to bring commerce in. Your attention is being exchanged for entertainment or for the inner confinement, for your inner confinement. See, it's your energy being exchanged for outside energy. You're exchanging your energy for their outer energy. You're basically exchanging your chi, your ashe, for something else, for a foreign energy or foreign spirit to enter into you. Now, that's what the currency is. That's what the commerce is. That's what the exchange is. Attention is being exchanged, again, for entertainment or for inner confinement. The trapping of the spirit. It's almost like buying into your own oppression or paying to be enslaved, paying to be controlled. You're paying your attention. In exchange, you're being controlled. Your attention is the price you pay. See, this is where the term selling the soul comes from. But it's not your soul you're selling, it's your spirit that you're forfeiting, that you're giving up, that you're selling. It's your energies. See, they know how to target and control your energies or your inner urges. See, it's all about the trapping of the spirit. An outer energy entering and containing your spirit. That's what entertainment is. An outer energy entering and containing your spirit. This is possession. Like the movie Poltergeist. The girl was possessed through what? The television. Because she sat in front of the television. She was sucked into the television. She was controlled by the she was trapped in the television. And her parents were struggling, fighting to get her out. To get her out of that vacuum. To remove her from being stuck in the television. Okay. Now, let me explain further on that. Hollywood magic and television pixies. Let me elaborate. A pixie, it means bewilderment. Pixelated means mildly insane or tipsy. Hollywood magic uses pixies to lead you astray and have you lost. Pixel colors equals pixie dust. The pixie colors bewilder you. Hollywood is the magic wand, the wizard's wand that controls the pixies. Just like Mickey Mouse and Fantasia, when he stole the wizard's wand and hat, and he used it to control the tools he needed to perform his duties. See, Hollywood comes from the holly tree. Holly tree wood is used to make the sorcerers and the witches' wands, their magic wands. That's what Hollywood is all about, magic. Hollywood movie magic. Movie magic is moving magic, or magic in movement. Movie, move E, is moving energy. Move E, move energy. Television pixels. Television to lead you astray. Bewilderment, meant to bewilder you and cause insanity. See, television influences people to do most of the things that they do. The purpose of movies is to move your energy towards the vision they're telling. Pixel images is pixie eye magic. It bewilders the viewer. It captivates the eye. It captivates the eye of the viewer. It drives some viewers insane, causing total lack of better judgment. See, a lot of people are influenced by television to go out and do a lot of the things that they do. A lot of people are influenced by the movies that they watch. They're influenced by the sitcoms, the television shows. They are possessed by these characters, and a lot of people go out and they react, or they act out like these characters from television, because that energy has consumed them. It's entered and it's contained their spirit. So when they go out, they're doing, what some people call phony, or pretending to be like someone else. What a lot of these people are doing is pretty much, being a vessel for that character, for this particular so-called star. See, if you're a star yourself, you're a star in a body. What makes a celebrity a superstar? What makes their star bigger than your star? And if they're a superstar, what does that say about your star? What are you, a unsuperstar? Not so superstar? But a lot of people are influenced by these characters, so they act out, these characteristics of these television personalities, which aren't real. They're actors. They're people that are paid to pretend to. They're people that are getting paid to pretend to be people that they're not. Now, some call this it's amusement. They say it's amusing, Well, it's amusement, it's all entertainment. Well, if entertainment is to enter and confine, and amusement, well, amuse means to not think. Amusement is meant to not think. Muse means to think. Amuse is the opposite. To not think. See, the Germans introduced the radio. The Nazis introduced the radio, as a mind control as a weapon, a mind control mechanism, a machine that they created, they used to create or control the thoughts of people, to control their mind, to influence their inner urges. So this is the importance of sound. See, television, it deals with the vision, with the visual, with the colors and the pixels and these different colors that, kind of tell a certain message, or give a signal, a subliminal signal, or targets the subconscious, I should say. But see, radio, is dealing more with a vibration or frequency, something that you feel more so with your feeling. Again, it's dealing with vibration. Thought is vibration. Muse is to think. Music is thought. Music, thought. Inspired thought. Inspired by thought. Music is inspired by thought. Thought is vibration. What is a musician? Music, I am. Musician, I am music. What is a musician? Music in. Musician. Music in. I am thought or inner thought. Or thought from within. I am music. I am thought from within. See, music vibrations or sounds are thought frequencies. These parasites, they're using these frequencies to control thoughts and behavior, to control your thoughts and behavior. They're using radio and television to control your thoughts and behavior. Sound frequencies and light frequencies. See, this is what we're dealing with. The sound frequencies coming from the radio, the light frequencies coming from the television screen. They use these frequencies to manipulate and control or to program your subconscious. They have you acting out their vision, not your own vision. This is when people act out characters or pretend to be characters from television in real life. Or they can't help but to act out a favorite phrase or quote or something from television. They've been entertained. See, their vision is to dictate your inner vision and influence your inner fluids, causing your organic chemicals to become imbalanced, turning you into a sentient being, a synthetic being, a computer program designed to do their bidding, a robot, a slave. Like from the Terminator, Genesis, Skynet, Genesis, the Internet, Genesis. The Internet is Genesis. The Internet was Genesis. It was created by who? A so-called black man. So this is how a lot of these things tie in when you see these different films and the underlining messages and what they're talking about. Now that I may decode at some other time, but I'm going to move on from there. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. But yes, Skynet, Genesis, Internet. The Internet is Genesis. Man versus machine. So this is what we're dealing with. Natural versus synthetic. Authentic intelligence versus artificial intelligence. The first I versus the artificial I. AI versus the I. The inner I. The I am versus the I am not. See, television, radio, and all electronics are machines. Sound and light programs your DNA. These machines are designed to program and control you. Some sounds and frequencies or colors align the chakras, and some disalign the chakras. So we have to be careful of what we absorb. You see, deceptions or Decepticons are all around us. They're disguised as harmless, smart technology. Household gadgets and appliances, that most of us feel that we couldn't live without or couldn't imagine a life without these things or not having access to these things. But in actuality, most of these things are radioactive. They're toxic. And it destroys your melanin. Or they destroy your melanin. They're carbon killers. See, carbon is the building block of life, the master builder, the inner soot, the soot in, the hidden substance. This is what carbon is. See, a lot of this technology is destroying us. See, you don't find it odd that a person like Steve Jobs, you can look it up, he said that he didn't want his children exposed to a lot of that different technology because he knew it was harmful. He knew what it would do to his children. He didn't want it turning them into mindless zombies. He didn't want it influencing them, having that control over them. So just think about this. If a person is willing to manufacture something and sell something to your children, but they're not willing to expose their own children to this, that should tell you something. You know, the whole purpose of television was to control the thoughts of people, to control people's or dictate people's judgment, to dictate people's actions. Most things that you see on television, this is where you see most of the criminal, most of the immoral, some of the most insane, sadistic, psychopathic, horrific things. They're coming via television. They constantly show things on television that are immoral or illegal, but then when people act these things out in real life, they're, they get in trouble for these things. You see a movie, in a movie, they're recklessly, endangerment and so forth and so on, action scene, big shootout, city chase, so forth and so on. That's reckless behavior. That's reckless endangerment. Amongst other things. If you go out and you act this out in real life, if you try and do Fast and Furious in real life, you'll go to jail. You'll get locked up. Certain immoral things that they do on television, if you try and act these things out in real life, they can result in you being jailed or imprisoned or charges brought up against you. So to promote this through television constantly, but then to expect people to do better, or for law, for criminal activity to be at a low, for crime to for there to be low crime, or to expect there to not be crime, and to expect there to not be immoral behavior, or to expect people to conduct themselves in a civilized manner, but everything that's being displayed on television is uncivilized or immoral or unethical or, just flat out psychopathic, But you have to think about who created Hollywood, who created the televisions, who created radios. What were these people into? Mind control. You find a way to control the masses through television, through radio, stereotype, a type of character being presented to you by way of radio. So if you never came in contact with certain groups of people before, based off of what you hear, or the type or the character type that you hear on the stereo, this creates your perception of how you may perceive these people to be. So if you heard on radio, before there was television, if you heard on a radio, on a stereo show, that, certain groups of people are dumb or ignorant or lazy, this is all that you have to go off of. If the people that are hosting the radio show are pretending to be this certain group of people that are ignorant and lazy and so forth and so on, then that creates the perception that, oh, well, this is true. These type of people must really be ignorant, stupid, lazy, and so forth and so on. Because you have two people on a radio show pretending to be characters, pretending to be people that they're not. Creating a stereotype or a type of perception that you have of a certain group of people based upon what you heard by way of radio or stereo. The same thing with television, with characters. If you get actors and put them in place in different places, it's easy to confuse people or to make people think that certain places are the way that they are, that certain groups of people inhabit certain places, that certain groups of people rule certain places, that certain groups of people have always been ruling, have been dominating, have been doing certain things. It's a way pretty much to tell a story and to make people believe a story. It's a clever way to tell a lie, because that's what movies are. They're lies. But they play off your emotions. They're not real. The purpose is to captivate you. The purpose of their film is to captivate you, to get your emotions, to control your chakras. But these are lies. They're illusions being presented to you. And people feed into these things. See, people aren't conscious of what's going on, so they're easily sucked in. See, but when your first eye is open and you're aware of these things, they don't have the same effect on you as they do a person with a closed inner eye. Because with their eye being closed, that opens them up to attacks or spiritual attacks or invasion from outer energies or outer forces. But see, when you have that inner eye open, it's the all-seeing eye. You see all before it comes. You see all threats. You see the nature of the threat, and you see the angles that this threat may present itself from. So it's basically you see the light for what it really is. You're not bewildered by the light. The light doesn't bewilder you. But for the majority of the people, they're looking through life. They're using their, outer eyes as their vision, as their guide. This is what they're seeing out of. They're not seeing from their inner eye. They're seeing from their outer eyes. So this is leaving their inner eye blind. And so they are being bewildered and controlled and manipulated and led astray. These films are, or these methods, the radio, the television, these things are intoxicating. They're drugs. They intoxicate people. They entice people to do things. They entice people to do things that they wouldn't normally do. They entice people to be people other than themselves. They even confuse people and lead people astray from who they really are, or from even knowing who their self really is, because they're basing what they think they are or what they think they should be off of what television is telling them they should be, or how they should be, or the way that they should act or conduct themselves. But that's not really them. They're not looking within and using that inner source as their guide. That inner light is their guide. See, don't be guided by the outer light. Be guided by your inner light. It's there to lead you righteously. See, the outer light can be misleading. It can be blinding. It can lead you down an unrighteous path. It can lead you in the wrong direction and convince you that you're going in the right direction. See, this is the manipulation, the mass manipulation and mind control that they play on the masses, that they play on the people. So entertainment, amusement, let's not take these words so lightly. We have to start analyzing, using our anal eyes. We have to really look at things, anally, and be anal about these things. Anal vision, anal eyes. They tell people not to be so anal. Well, I say analyze everything. There's nothing wrong with being analytical. There's nothing wrong with being pessimistic. We're questioning things. That's good, because you have the intuition to think for yourself. That elastic thought. Not being bound, not being boxed in. See, some people make it out of one box only to get trapped into another box, because they don't know that there are multiple boxes that exist. They think making it out of one box is it. But you might step out of one box only to step in to another box. And see, This is the purpose of these pixels, these frequencies. It's to control your vibrations, to control your chakras, to control your energy, where your energy is flowing, your emotions, to control your energy and motion, to control the motion of your energy, to dictate where your energy goes and where your attention goes. See, once they grab your attention, they grab your energy. So a lot of people do these things not even knowing, unknowingly. They give their energy to these parasites and these parasitic rituals because that's what they want: your light, your energy, your spirit. It's vampirism, you know. So a lot of people, just, giving your energy, just giving your thought, your sound, your vibration to their rituals, it empowers them, to say, Merry Christmas, or, Happy New Year, or, Happy Thanksgiving, or Happy Halloween, or any other holiday, to acknowledge them, to speak them, to give your energy to them. It's empowering them. And that's the purpose of these rituals, to get your energy. It's the currency. They're sucking you dry, sucking your spirit. They're feeding you illusions. They're bewildering you. They're leading you astray. That's why most of these holidays are associated with lights and colors, music, sounds and colors. Because it's all about captivating the spirit. It's all about controlling your vessel. Some people will say, well, on that day, I just do, my own thing. Or I do New Year's my way. Or I do Christmas or Thanksgiving or whichever holiday my way. If you were doing the holiday your way, you would choose another day and do things your way. Because how can you have a holiday or a whole day of anything if on this same day that you choose to or designate as your day has already been preordained and predesignated by a force that's far larger, that's doing an even bigger ritual? If this energy is present and this is what's taking place on this day, if this ritual, if these certain entities are performing their ritual, their power ritual on that day, and you feed into it and say, well, you use that day as your day to do, you're still acknowledging that day. You're still feeding into that ritual. Choose a different day. Choose a different time. Don't send your energy out while they're fishing for energy, because it can be intercepted. It can be received by unwanted energies and unwanted forces. So designate your own day, your own time, to do family things, or to congregate, or to acknowledge your loved ones, or so forth and so on. You don't need to be dictated by a system, by a government, by a parasitic system, a government telling you when to love your loved ones, when it's a time for family, when it's a time for cheer, when it's a time to be happy or to be merry, or when it's a time to love. You should all naturally know this on your own. This should be natural instinct. This shouldn't have to be something that should be told or designated or sanctioned by an outside force. The hole gets very deep. The rabbit hole is very deep. The black hole is very deep. How deep are you willing to go? What are you willing to detach from? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to give up? Because the sacrifice is to make holy, to make whole. So what are you willing to detach from to make yourself whole, to make yourself sacred? Because you are sacred. We have to start acting as such. We have to start treating ourselves that way. We have to start loving ourselves more. We have to start respecting ourselves more. We have to be more. Stop settling for being less. Why be less when you can be more? So, I just wanted to, touch on Hollywood magic and the television pixies, and pretty much, what the motive or what the purpose of television, radio, or the purpose of Hollywood is, because it's more than meets the eye. It's more than what most think it is. So people have to start looking at these things again with their inner eye, their real eye, and seeing things what they really are, and not allowing themselves to be bewildered or blinded by the light. The sprinkling, pixie dust, fairy dust, throwing fairy dust at you. Will it have an effect on you? Or will it not affect you at all? So, a lot of this takes discipline. It takes dedication. It takes education. See, education is the opposite of entertainment. See, to educate is to bring out what's in, to bring out what's within, to bring out or to maximize your potential, to bring out who you truly are. But it's to go within and to bring out from within. Entertainment is the opposite. It's something that enters and captures, enters and contains your spirit, keeping it bound, keeping it captive, oppressed. So, it's just something to think about, Start controlling what you view, on television. We have to eliminate the cable programming. The cable is a connector. It connects. The cable connects frequency. It connects electricity. The cable is connecting from the box to your brain. You have to disconnect the cable. Disconnect the cable, disconnect the program. Invest in your own movies, maybe, something, pick out your own things that you choose to watch. Don't let them dictate to you what you watch. Don't let them suggest to you what you watch. Don't let them feed you commercials, TV guides, television guides. They're guiding your vision, or guiding you to a vision that they want to tell you. We have to stay away from these things. We have to detach. It may be painful for some, it may be difficult for some, but, some things we have to be willing to give up. We have to be willing to leave and not look back. Are we willing to leave Rome? Are we willing to leave Sodom and Gomorrah? Are we willing to leave, this savage culture and not look back? Or will we just look back and just take it with a grain of salt and just look back? Will we be able to go without looking back? Tunnel vision, straight forward or straight ahead. So it's just a few things to think about, dealing with Hollywood magic and the television, and the purpose of television, the pixels, and what this magic that Hollywood has really is, and what it's really about. So until next time, rise and be greater. Peace and become whole again.